It's an honor to have this opportunity to present the Korea's e-government standard framework to such a distinguished audience. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Chris Yoon from eGovFrame Center. I'm the principal software engineer and also in charge of sharing Korea's e-government standard framework with the foreign countries that are interested in it. What I'd like to present to you this time is the case studies of eGovFrame. There will be 5 projects to my presentation this time. Let me get started. As for the case studies of eGovFrame, there are 5 projects. In the first part, I will talk about the new tax integrated system built under the National Tax Service. Secondly, let me explain about the AI-based interactive life law knowledge service of Ministry of Justice. And thirdly, National Spatial Data Infrastructure Portal. And lastly, 2 projects in Gyeonggi Province, Big Data in Smart Farm, Korea, and a Happy Car Sharing System. First, it's NTIS. NTIS is a next generation national tax integrated system built by the National Tax Service with a budget of over 200 billion won. Let me give you an overview of it, how it leverages e-government standard framework, and how they have been effective since it was first introduced. NTIS was developed for 5.5 years from January 2010 to June 2015. It consists of a tax service portal for internal employees and home tax for public, which is all national tax-related internet services, including tax returns. This tax service portal, which is connected online nationwide, is used by 20,000 employees. And it is a system that can handle all tax affairs, from granting business registration numbers to reporting, data analysis, investigation, and collection. The following is home tax, where taxpayers can file a tax return through internet without having to visit the tax office. You can access home tax and use the most of the tax services like tax returns and payment, civil service certificate issuance, and tax invoice issuance. Here you can inquire the year-end tax deduction data. The data on income tax deduction collected by the National Tax Service from outside agencies can be easily checked on the internet. So taxpayers do not need to collect them themselves. Before NTIS development, there were many problems. There were no frameworks for each of 30 different systems or a mix of different frameworks. For example, electronic tax bill and cash report had different frameworks, and home tax had no framework before adoption of eGovFrame. Development language was also made up of various languages like COBOL, Java, Percy, and Delphi. However, the National Tax Service built the National Tax Standard Framework based on the eGovFrame through NTIS. Then the National Tax Service information systems were integrated and standardized. To improve the development productivity and source quality, they actively utilize the features provided in eGovFrame's development environment, like value object editor and data access object wizard. The development environment provides a set of efficient tools for developing applications based on the eGovFrame's runtime environment. In particular, the National Tax Service has a large amount of data processing. For example, bulk data should be processed each time a deadline is reached, and batch job types vary depending on each business process. Therefore, they desperately needed a deployment-specific framework to handle the bulk of data. Thus, the National Text Standard Batch Framework was developed and applied by expanding the batch functions of the eGovFrame. Tuned to the JVM level, they were able to do a lot of work quickly and effectively. For those who are not familiar with ICT terminology, a batch job is a collection or list of commands that are processed in sequence, often without requiring user input or intervention. Typically, batch jobs are registered with the schedules so that they run periodically. Sometimes we want to run a batch job in a real time rather than periodically. This is a redundant batch. Redundant batch has been applied to ensure that users' income tax returns, VAT reports, and corporate tax e-report operations are carried out in a stable manner. A redundant batch is a batch job that is performed automatically when a file transfer or predefined task condition occurs. Typically, a redundant batch is used with message brokers such as ActiveMQ, which make it work asynchronously. For service control and deployment operations management, the integrated operations management environment has been built on a web-based. To summarize the effectiveness of eGovFrame, based on the eGovFrame, they were able to build the national text standard framework by adding high-performance online processing and expanding the capabilities of large-scale batch processing. Just like I said on the previous slide, the framework used by NTIS is an expanded framework. By adding a high-performance online processing and expanding the capabilities of large-scale batch processing to eGovFrame. Since the launch of NTIS, tax revenues have increased 5% a year, despite the economic downturn. Second, let me talk about the artificial intelligence-based interactive life law knowledge service that the Justice Department conducted in 2018. The system has a communication engine, which is called Bobby. Bobby is an interactive chatbot service that provides laws and precedents in the labor sector, such as real estate rental, wages, dismissal, that is close to the real life of people. Chatbot is an interactive messenger that allows artificial intelligence to communicate with people in everyday languages based on the big data analysis, and to answer questions as if they were chatting in Messenger. Human consultants can use AI in their service, so they can consult it 24 hours a day. The system has a communication engine and data collection layer built on the following eGovFrame, eGovernment Standard Frame, eGovFrame. One of the most important communication engines is natural language processing, or conversation systems. As you can see, natural language processing, usually shortened as NLP, is a batch of artificial intelligence that deals with the interaction between computers and humans using the natural language. The ultimate objective of NLP is to read, interpret, understand, and make sense of human languages in a manner that is valuable. The screen you are looking at is an example screen of KakaoTalk, which is a global mobile messenger that was launched in 2010 by Kakao, a leading company in South Korea. Through KakaoTalk, as well as through the website you can ask Bobby about difficult legal terms and legal issues. You can see the answers you want in real time. The dialogues are stored in the database, and the stored data is used as an analysis for upgrading the knowledge. This is a service concept diagram which uses eGovFrame to enhance data collection and analysis modules and the system platform. Common component is the reusable sample sources of example created based on eGovFrame. 251 common components are provided in total. Among them, 42 common components, such as real name authentication and membership management, have been reused. If the first generation Bobby focused on informing the public of its rights and minimizing damage, the second generation of Bobby created a new content to prevent damage in advance. The system developed based on eGovFrame is the second generation of Bobby. As for the usage of the second generation of Bobby using eGovFrame has increased significantly from the first generation Bobby. Although there was only a chatbot for first generation Bobby, usage rate of second generation Bobby did not focus on chatbot, but increased evenly on all content. Next is the National Space Data Infrastructure Portal of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport has tried to provide spatial information service in various ways, but the scattered service system has made it difficult to use spatial information. By integrating scattered services, they have established a National Spatial Information Portal to make it easy for anyone to use spatial information produced by the state, public, and private sectors in one place at a time. The National Spatial Information Center of the Ministry produces and manages spatial information according to Article 26 of the Spatial Information Act. Therefore, the spatial information produced by each agency is collected by the National Spatial Information Center. The collected information is provided in the form of data sets for open sharing on an integrated portal, excluding personal information and national security facilities. Many organizations and companies are providing various kinds of spatial information services, but it is difficult to use easily and quickly because of a variety of complex spatial information. They have made an open market system to solve these problems. Through the open market, sellers can open new markets, and buyers can check and buy the spatial information they need at once. Let's take a look at what they use in eGovFrame. The development environment and execution environment and common components of eGovFrame are used as a basis. And additional modules were added and developed upon them. In National Spatial Information Portal, eGovFrame provided ease of integration with various technical standards like web services, spatial information, and user environments like mobile, web, and dedicated browsers. It reduced cost by reusing the common components. They apply the proven architecture of the standard framework to ensure quality. Continuous framework, patches, and upgrades have provided stability. Let me move on to the next project. Now, the last two projects in Gyeonggi province are left. let's take a look at the big data-based smart farm system. Smart farming system had been developed to improve the productivity of farms and to develop a big data-based consulting system for farming. Smart farming is a concept of farming management using modern information and communication technologies to increase the quantity and quality of products. It was built in 3 different application systems, which provide remote control and monitoring, and smart farms, consulting services, and management of farms. Raw data like temperature, humidity, and rainfall can be collected and analyzed through all kinds of automatic sensors on target farmland. In addition, these data can be analyzed to derive optimal raw environmental conditions for each crop. There are 3 types of users: farmers, consultants, and rural promotion officials. Farmers can operate and monitor smart farm equipment through wireless farming sensors. Consultants can provide a professional consulting service based on historical data collected from the farmhouse. Rural promotion officials can efficiently support for smart farms and conduct research, guidance, and consulting based on accumulated historical data. Target system diagram is just like this, as you can see. There are 3 users, 3 user types on the left side. There are external linked system on the right side. Here is the farmer support system. Here is a consulting support system. Dashboard for officials in the middle. Data collection modules are here. As you can see in this software diagram, the eGovFrame execution environment has been applied on the web application server. They were able to reduce cost by reusing 30 common components: general login and certificate login for user authentication, bulletin boards, and community management for collaboration, and knowledge management for digital asset management. They also used calendar, format conversion, validation check in utility common component. 15 of the 42 menus were applied with common components to increase the development productivity. There were also cost savings in setting up development standards. The eGovFrame adoption was able to eliminate dependencies on business and operations. Lastly, let me wrap it up by explaining the Happy Car Sharing system of Gyeonggi Province. Happy Car Sharing system is a system that shares public cars that are not used on weekends or holidays with the residents. Of course, the target of the service is a basic living allowance and the next upper class among Gyeonggi residents. No car rent fee, only the cost of gas and highway tolls. Admission to 15 places is free of charge, including Korean folk village and Gwangmyeong Cave. They have been operating the car sharing system since 2016, but there have been many inconveniences. They improved it so that it can be received online. Using the Internet of Things, IoT, it became to be possible to remotely control the vehicle. There are also remote switching, unmanned key box, and unmanned return processing functions. The Happy Car Sharing system was built from 2017 into 2018 at cost of 1.4 billion won. And there's 14 pieces of information in 37 organizations. The connection information is utilized for authentication because the service beneficiary is limited. They are also linking the license information of National Police Agency to certify the driving experience. Vehicles offered in happy car sharing system contribute to cost savings by utilizing idle resources that are used by public servants on weekdays, but not on the weekends and holidays. Using the IoT technologies, it provides vehicle control functions such as vehicle details, current vehicle location, total distance and total time of operation, average speed of driving, and daily report of operation. Emergency call service is provided by using IoT technologies. If a vehicle is recognized as having an impact, it will automatically be recognized as an accident and will be called out in an emergency. For example, there is a car. Here is front. This is rear. If a 20% load is applied to the front and rear of the vehicle, or if a 50% load movement occurs on the left and right sides, it is recognized as an accident and an emergency call is made automatically. It is also analyzes dangerous driving behavior such as sudden braking or harsh acceleration. This service is an unmanned service that utilizes new ICT technologies, which reduces the cost of work for the responsible civil servants. Even if you don't have a physical car key, you can open and close it with your smartphone by sending the vehicle number and user number. The key box password can be sent to the smartphone to open the door. Operation log and maintenance log are also managed. As you can see, a happy car sharing system has been developed as the basis of eGovFrame. You can see that it is operating in a cloud system, or IaaS. IaaS stands for Infrastructure as a Service, on the server in Gyeonggi Province. This is the public cloud area in the green square. This is the private cloud area in Gyeonggi Province in the red square. This is to dynamically allocate resources because there is a variation in usage over time. Specific implementation details of eGovFrame are as follows. It uses MVC design pattern as a presentation layer. It is implemented as a responsive web optimized for mobile phones. It also uses integration service group, such as naming service and web service. Reused common components include login, security, menu management, log management, and so on. I'm now approaching the end of my presentation. I will wrap it up by summarizing the effects of eGovFrame and cloud adoption. First, the standardization has improved the efficiency of e-development. Second, rapid service deployment through connection of location information with public cloud. Third, by clouding services, it has improved the efficiency of computing resources. Lastly, it is easy to spread in the future by grouping packaged products into standardized architectures based on eGovFrame. Yeah, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I hope this presentation would be helpful for you to be familiar with eGovFrame and have an inspiration for adoption of eGovFrame in your country and in your organization in the near future. Thank you all for taking your time to listen to my presentation today. Thank you.